So in this particular class, we are going to start the Django particular concept. In the previous classes, the technology which we are using, like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, Python. So now all these particular technologies together we have to implement as a project. So for that purpose to implement these type of project, we need one particular environment. Let's take an example. I wanted to build one particular car. To build that particular car, there are lots of components are required. Like door is required, you need seats also, you need steering also, gearbox is required, other things like accelerator is required, brake is required. For functionalities purpose, engine is required, okay, petrol tanks are required, okay, lots of things are required here. Tires are required, example, etc., etc. Right? Just if I say right, uh, I'll go with the doors, seats, all the steering parts, okay, and I don't want the engine, petrol tank, all these things. So then, is it going to be work for me? No, right? Just taking the some visual whatever the components of the car, like if that for that particular component I can sit, but I cannot able to drive, right? If I just purchase some particular engines and the fuel tank, okay, and some tires only, and I'm not purchasing the other particular component, it is going to work for me. The same thing, it is not going to work for me, right? To build the entire particular car, I need all the particular components, and then I need some particular other tools uh, to make it active and to make it work for me. Okay, I just need the other particular things also, right? That nothing but the tools are required to align properly, right? To connect all the particular components properly. And we need some particular platforms also, like for example, manufacturing particular area is there, okay, or any particular you can garage is there, or any shop is there, etc., etc. Are you getting my point? Yes, no? Is it
Yeah,
clear?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So same thing, if I talk about the complete particular project, okay, complete particular application, let's talk about the Flipkart application or any Facebook application. Okay, let's open any particular website. So now this particular website having the number of particular technologies are involving here. Okay. In this you can see here there are some elements also placed. There are some styles also created, and it is responsive also. You can see here it is properly responsive. We can able to see some particular content here also. Like some menus are there. Okay, and here I can able to log in also. Okay, so these things are there, and okay, so all the things are working perfectly. I can able to log in also. I can able to sign up also. Okay, so all these things are working here. So here, if I'm using this particular any type of website or application, means I'm displaying that particular content also. I'm applying the styles also. I'm making the responsive web pages also, responsive elements also. And apart from that, I'm writing some particular functionalities also, right? Like login buttons, sign up buttons are there, log out buttons are there. User is creating their accounts, and someone is purchasing something, someone is posting something, someone is like adding something into the wish list. There are a number of things we are working. Now, for this particular part, there are two parts are divided basically, front end part and back end part, right? Front end parts are responsible whatever the content user wants to like able to see, those content can be displayed using the front end technologies, right? Now, what is the back end technology here? This particular back end technology is responsible if any user is doing any type of actions or any type of interactivity with the pages, okay, and if user wants to store some particular data or any particular elements, then what we need to do, we need to use the backend technologies. We can see this particular definition also. The backend, also referred to as the server side, is the part of a website that you don't directly see but makes everything work. Example, it's like the engine of the car, hidden from the view but crucial for its operations. Simply, as a user, if I click on the login button, then I'm not able to see the code like how this login button is working. If I using any particular Facebook option, Facebook particular website, I'm just typing something, hi, good morning, all, and click on the post, and that particular post has been sent, and I can able to see that my particular message is displaying to all, but I don't know about how these things are working. Right? Uh, it's these things are working, but I don't know how it is actually working. Right? So these things are going to work as a different particular area, and this area will be referred as a backend area. Like how in the front end, the elements are going to be displayed, the styles are going to be applied. So the particular pages are going to be displayed as a responsive. The elements are going to be displayed as a responsive. So these areas are called front end areas. Similarly, we have a backend areas where what actually we are doing, if user is doing any interactivity with the pages, any type of action is user is performing, okay, any type of data are going to be stored, or any data, whatever the data is going to be stored, I wanted to fetch the data from the database to the front end. Example purpose, in Amazon there is a, just assume seller account is there, and as a seller I am storing some particular my for example, I have a shop, I wanted to sell some particular, let's assume luggage baggage as a, so luggage baggage I wanted to sell. So now what I'll do, I'll upload some particular images. Okay, I'll capturing some particular images, and then I'm uploading those particular images. So now when I'm uploading those images in the Amazon website, these particular images are going to be stored in the databases, and these particular images are going to be displayed from the databases to front end. But how these things are actually working, how the structure is created to, so user can able to create their account, and user can able to store some particular images, and how these images are storing, and how this is after storing this, how these images are going to be displayed in that particular front end part exactly, how these things are going to be communicate. So for these particular purposes, we need to use some particular files. Like how, if I wanted to create the styles, if I wanted to create the responsive pages, I'm creating some particular files. In that particular file, I'm going to write some particular code. Similarly, same thing, I just need to create some particular files where I'm going to write some particular code, and these things are going to be happening. So how, when you create the .html files, .css files, and we are calling the ready-made things, responsive things, so then these area will be referred as a front-end area. Similarly, when I'm doing this type of operations, okay, real example related to the databases, just we have taken example of Amazon seller account. So these things will be whatever the work I'm doing, this area will be referred as a what area? Backend area. Is it clear? Are you getting the concept? Yes, no.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Now, next point, you can see this is the example is a example task or functionality we do in backend. So this is just an example. There are different tasks we do. Storing the data in the databases, processing user requests, like if someone wants to log in, someone wants to create the account, okay, adding items to the shopping cart, okay, performing calculations and logics, okay, communication with APIs. Communicating with APIs means, for example, one IRCTC website is there, one Paytm website is there. Okay, so now IRCTC is sending the data to Paytm, and Paytm is the receiver, and then Paytm is displaying the data which is saved in the IRCTC. So whatever the train tickets we are booking, that directly not available in the Paytm server or any Paytm particular in the particular Paytm application or software, that is coming from the some other particular software or coming from the some other particular area. If I'm booking any particular bus, okay, in any particular red bus or bus something, so then directly I'm not booking those particulars from their particular platform. These reservation systems are going to be performed, okay, like for example, some Telangana RTC bus is there, and that bus booking I wanted to done with the red bus particular website. So that particular data is coming from the when from the Telangana RTC application or software. So these are called APIs. Means directly there is a no. I'm not owning that particular data. The data is coming from the some other particular service. So I have just created one particular interface in my particular application, and I'm receiving the data. I'm displaying the data. And if like for example, Telangana RTC has changed something, automatically it is going to be displayed in my particular interfaces. For example, if they change like I have only one seat, so it is going to display one seat is there. Is it clear? Any
Yes.
doubt, any questions?
Yes.
Now, now you can see here what is the framework here. Now, framework is nothing but you can see if I wanted to develop something, or else let's take simple example. There is a carpenter is there. Earlier, carpenters, if they wanted to build any particular furnitures, they do manual works, right? They have to do everything manually. Okay, they need some particular instruments to do all the particular work manually. But nowadays, there are some particular tools are coming. There are some particular machines are coming. Using those particular tools and machines, they can create the designs also of the furnitures very easily. And if they wanted to do all the particular setting related work for that particular furnitures, okay, they can do very easily and fast. Is it clear? Yes, no.
Yes.
Similarly, if I wanted to develop any particular application, let's take an example. Front end part is there. Now we have learned the Bootstrap. So Bootstrap is a front end framework where we have ready-made things are available to make sure like I can develop any particular website very fastly. I can complete very particular work very fast, like comparing to the if I do customized things. For example, if I wanted to make it responsive web pages using the CSS and comparing to the Bootstrap, uh, like which is going to be fast, which technology, CSS or Bootstrap? If I wanted to develop the responsive web pages,
Bootstrap.
Bootstrap, right? If I go with the CSS, what will happen? Everything like I need to write manually. Like for each and every element, I need to write the media queries. For each and every column, for each and every row, for the entire area, everything I need to write the manually. I need to write the media queries. Right? For if any image is not working, if any paragraph is not properly aligned, whatever that element I have added for each and everything, we need to write the customize. Right? And for each and every screen size also I need to customize. Okay, but using the bootstrap, if I just call the classes, automatically it is going to be aligned. Similarly, just assume, okay, I wanted to perform different type of tasks like menu alignments are there, sliding images are there, to creating the card also, to create a round image circle. There are different type of tasks are there in Bootstrap. Already ready-made particular commands are available related to the CSS and JavaScript that I can easily do, right? So frameworks, what is the framework? Frameworks, it will give you some ready-made things. Okay, it will give you some ready-made things. Okay, in different particular field also, there are some particular tools are given. Some particular ready-made things will be available for us to make the things easier in less particular time. Okay, so similarly, you can see in Web development, a framework is like a pre-built toolbox that simplifies and accelerates the creation of web application. It may be front-end particular frameworks are there, it may be back-end frameworks are there. Okay, simply you can see it provides you a foundation with essential tools and structure to streamline the development process. So whatever the work I wanted to do, whatever the things I wanted to develop, I wanted to create, that things I can do very fastly and very easily, okay, using those particular frameworks because already some pre-built nothing but ready-madely some things will be available for you. Okay, so instead of doing manual things, if instead of doing all the things customizedly, if something is ready-madely available for you, what I can do, I can complete my particular work very fastly. Okay, same thing now you can see, if any particular bridges, flyovers or metro stations are building, so then ready-made bricks are available, right? If they wanted to do the same thing manually, then lots of time is required. Instead of like if they are doing the completing their work in 1 year, it may take 4 years, 5 years also, right? Again the cost also is going to be increased, labors are going to be increased, and whatever the components are required, the whatever the metals are required, any other particular construction related items are required, that is also going to be, they want all the particular items also, number of particular items are required here, right? Everything is going to be increased, right? Similarly, if something is available ready-madely, so we can do that particular work very easily and very fast, we can save the time also there. Clear this point? What is the framework? Now, let's go with the next thing. What is the web framework? So, web framework, samely, okay. If I wanted to develop anything which is related to the, which is running on the browser, okay, and in that particular browser, there are number of particular files are available. Libraries are nothing but library modules are nothing but the files are ready-made files are available. Some particular tools are available to build your particular application development work, web application development work, and whatever the task I wanted to assign. Okay, so these things are going to be ready-madely available for me. For example purpose, okay, I wanted to connect my particular applications with the databases, and just assume I wanted to connect my particular Python file with the HTML files. Okay, or else just assume I wanted to uh, connect this particular if someone is sending the request on the internet, how it is going to be processed, and it is going to, my particular application is going to receive those particular requests which user is given on internet live. Okay, for example, if a user is clicking on any particular post button, okay, let's take an example, Facebook application is there. In that particular Facebook application, someone is click on the post button. If someone is click on the post button, okay, then how my application is going to receive those requests, how the protocols are working. There are HTTP protocols are there. Okay, you can see if I just write here Facebook post, okay, how to post. Okay, so now you can see here, if I click on this option, right, simple. Okay, here I am posting something. Okay, so if I click on any particular thing and if I click on the post button, these things are going to become. But how the things are working? How the things are working in the real time? So if I write here HTTP protocol, okay. So in web, okay. So now you can see here, in you can see HTTP is a method of encoding and transporting information between a client. Client nothing but browser is there. In the browser, whatever the application you are using, in that particular application, if you do some particular action, it is going to be taken by the HTTP protocol and sending your particular server, like where your particular files or project are saved. Okay, we can see HTTP is the primary protocol for transmissions of information across the internet. Information is going to be exchanged between the clients and server in the form of hypertext document. I think, but you can see we have the HTML pages are there. Okay, from which HTTP get its name. So here, if these things are working, so how this HTTP protocols inbuilt in your particular application. So number of things are required here. So to do all these particular things very easily, to handle this type of different type of tasks, not only one particular HTTP request, if you respond something also, how the things are happening, how the database, because these are database are different thing. When you build any particular complete applications, there are different files and folder structures are there. HTML files are different, CSS files are different, JavaScript files are different, database files are different. Okay. Similarly, when you develop Python files are different. Your development tool files are different. Okay, different things are there. So now if I wanted to handle all the things, if I wanted to develop those things properly, and if I wanted to manage those things properly, I required some particular helpers. Okay, so just assume, okay, I wanted to build a car, and simply I have created the all, I have purchased all the components, but to connect all the things, we need some particular tools, right? So we need some particular machines. So similarly here, I have HTML files, CSS files, okay, all the particular Python files, okay, I have the databases, but how these things are going to be communicated? How these things are going to be connected? How it is going to take the request? How it is going to be respond? Okay. So for that particular purpose, we need a framework to handle and manage all the particular files together. Next, what is Django here? So Django is a free and open source framework which is built using the Python programming language. Okay, so now if I wanted to develop any particular web applications, so using the Django, I can build complete web applications. If I'm talking about the web applications, it means here I'm handling front end part as well as I'm going to handle the back end part. So if I wanted to handle all the front end and back end part, how I'm going to handle this? Let's take an example. Okay, I wanted to build one particular 5 floor apartment. So directly I'm going to start the work like first we'll start with the fifth floor. Can I start like that? Or else like what I need to do first? Like directly can you tell the labor you just to start doing the filler work? Okay, what things I need to do? Is there any pattern I need to follow? Is there any design I need to follow? Is there any architecture I need to follow to implement these things? Yes, right. I need to go to any particular designer. I need to go to any particular engineer. Okay, who can uh, create a blueprint for me? Who can create a design for me? Who can create an architecture for me? Like what would be the structure and how it is going to be implemented, and then according to the engineer instructions, then I can implement those things into the reality. Is it clear? Yes, no? Similarly, if I wanted to build the complete web application, here if I'm using the Django framework, which is built on the Python, then it is giving me some particular architecture, nothing but the design pattern to develop these particular things. If I wanted to complete all my particular application development work, what I need to do, I need to follow these particular guidelines. There are some rules and regulations are given. Similarly, if I wanted to play a cricket, I have some particular guidelines is given. There is some pattern is created. There is some rules are created. If I follow those things, I can able to play and I'll get some particular result. For example, if ball is coming and hitting to my stump, if I'm saying I'm not out, then how I'm going to decide I'm out or not? There are some conditions out there, right? There are some rules out there. So similarly, if I wanted to build the complete particular application development work, how the things are going to be work, okay, and what is the process I need to follow. For that purpose, we need to follow one architecture or design pattern, okay, of the Django here. Okay, so why actually we are using the Django? The first thing, you don't need to pay anything. If I wanted to develop something using the Django, freely available here. It is built on Python. Okay, it means you don't have to write the much particular code. Simple coding will be there. Fast is there. Simple coding again. Quick development process is there comparing to the other particular framework. If you compare with the other particular framework in Django, you can develop very this particular application very fast and quickly. Number of built-in features are there. Built-in features means whatever the work I wanted to perform. For example, I wanted to send some particular error messages here. There are built-in libraries are there. If I wanted to do authentications, like if I wanted to check, okay, if I wanted to log in something, so automatically some libraries are created. If I wanted to log out the user, some libraries are created. Okay, if I wanted to connect one database with my particular project, already some commands are given. Okay, already some files are created. Okay, so already some ready-made things are available for me. Okay, if I wanted to create some particular folder related to the HTML files and how this particular HTML files or folder going to connect with my project. Okay, so all these things, ready-made libraries and packages are created to work with these particular different tasks here. Okay, similarly, built-in security is there. Okay, already like Python is the as of now most secured particular framework. If I wanted to check here also, okay, why, okay, just let me just open Google and here I'm going to write why top global companies are using Django framework to develop their applications. Okay, so now if I just write here top 9 companies. Okay, so now you can see here, still the page is loading. Okay, you can see Instagram, Mozilla, Spotify, Pinterest, even. Okay, most of the top level companies are using. You can see here secure. Okay, so whenever you develop any type of application where crores and billions of users using your application, you have to make sure your application is secured, right? So that's why, as of now, Django is the most secured framework comparing to all the particular frameworks. That's why YouTube is there, Uber is there. Most of the particular top global companies, okay, using this particular framework to develop their applications. Okay, so now you can see Google, NASA, YouTube, okay, Spotify, Instagram. Almost all the particular you can see enhanced Django project security. The main thing is the security things. Okay, you can see here the reason I cloud is a development versatility, scalability, and the security. This is the main particular thing. Okay, people are preferring the Django applications. Okay, now next thing is the object relational mapper. Means if I wanted to connect with the databases, we have a concept called object. You can connect any particular database. Like is there any restrictions are there? There's no restriction. I can connect only Microsoft SQL, MySQL, Oracle SQL, PostgreSQL, SQLite. No, by default already it is connected with one database. And if you wanted to connect any other particular database, you can connect. Scalable is there. Scalable means if right now one particular user is using, after some time 10 users, after some time 1000 lakhs crore, it is called scalable applications. Data integration is possible. Built-in admin interfaces will be there. Okay, so what is admin interfaces, admin panel, we're going to learn in the upcoming classes. Okay, so who is developed these things? So it is developed by the Simon and Antian. These are the developers are in team is there. It was developed under 2003. Okay, they have 2000 in the 2003 they have developed, but officially it is licensed on the 2005. Okay, and they are also like having the fan of one particular artist. So from the artist name, they have given this particular name as a Django. Okay, so how the things are going to work? Like there is a design pattern called MVT. What is the MVT? Okay, and how this design pattern is going to work, and how we can create the Django particular project. These things we are going to start from the next class. Okay, so Sunday also we have a class, same particular timings. Okay, we'll start from the 6:30. Okay, so in the next class we are going to understand how the architecture is there, what is the design pattern is there, how I can work with this particular Django, how I can start the Django project, what are the different softwares are required, what are the different editors are required, what are the different commands are required. So all these things we are going to cover in the next class. Any doubt, any questions?
Yes.
Okay. As of now, that's it for today. So tomorrow also we have a class, same time, 6:30.
Sure.
Okay then, that's it for today.